Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Sarah, and today I'm doing my go-to makeup look for the summer. Okay, so I'm literally filming in my brother's room because there's seriously no place with good lighting in this house. For my primer, I use this Beauty Counter +3 oil. Yeah. I don't know, I basically just pump it into my hands. I do like 3 drops max, and then I just put it all over my face. I really like this oil just because I love like the dewy glowy look, so this is like perfect for that. So next I'm gonna use my Lancome foundation. I literally use this always. I have used other foundations, but I still have not found one that is better than this foundation. I really want to try the new Bare Minerals one where you can like test your face and it finds like the perfect shade for you. So anybody has tried it, please tell me if it works, and I might have to get it, but this Lancome one is like to die for. So I'm just using my damp beauty blender to buff that into my face. Never do my makeup in natural light, so I really hope that this turns out. I always do it in like my bathroom with that kind of lighting, like terrible artificial lighting, but I don't know, it's just easier for me. So I'm using this Naked Skin Urban Decay concealer. It's just the Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer, and I literally just put it under my eyes. And then I'm just gonna use my beauty blender to blend that all in. After blending that in, I'm gonna set my under eyes and then just any other places I put the concealer with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I also just put this powder on any places that like look super oily, so usually I just do like my T-zone. Next, for bronzer, I use the Hoola bronzer from Benefit. So I'm just gonna use this, oh, I forgot to tell you, I use this Lancome brush for my, whatever it's called, translucent powder, and then I'm also using it for my bronzer, but I'm using this smaller one, and I'm kind of just gonna like sculpt out, yes. Then I'm just gonna use this Real Techniques face brush. Oh, it's an expert face brush. I love this brush. It's so good for buffing stuff in, and I just love it for bronzer because it makes it so easy to blend. Moving on to blush. Oh my gosh, if you guys haven't seen any of the makeup videos that I do, you know that I seriously have been complaining about this blush for the longest time. It's my favorite blush ever, but man, does it look pretty bad. I've had it for so long and it's like crumbling to the smallest little bits. It's so sad. But I'm using this, it's a Sephora brand brush. It's kind of like the Real Techniques one that I just used, but it's a little bit less dense, if that makes any sense. It's a multitasker complexion brush, and it's the number 45, so yeah. Honestly, I don't know if Lancome even sells this blush anymore because I've had it for so long. I can't even read the name. But it's almost exactly like the NARS Orgasm blush, except it's not as shiny. Next, I'm going to use this Urban Decay primer potion. I don't know why I have the anti-aging one, but I do. So that's what I'm gonna use. Wow, that was way too much. Oopsies. Now on to brows. I just use a little spoolie to brush out my brows. So I use this one from Maybelline. It's a Brow Precise like pencil, but I never use the actual fill-in part. I just use the spoolie on it, so basically you can use any spoolie. And then I use the Maybelline Nudes palette, and I use this shade over here. It doesn't say what color it is, but that's the one that I use. Then I just use this Mary Kay angled brush. I don't even know if you guys can see these. Probably should have done this before I did my brows, but I didn't, so we're gonna do it now. But I always set my eyes after like putting on the primer potion with the shade Flower Child from the Tartelette in Bloom. And I'm just using this MAC 275 brush to just put that on. For my eyes, I'm using the Too Faced Natural Eyes palette, and I'm gonna use the shade Nudie right down here. And I'm using this It Cosmetics blending brush. This is like the best brush I own, seriously. And I'm just putting it in the crease. The outer edge of my eyelid just to kind of deepen it up. So next I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use the Naked One palette, and I'm gonna use a brush that came with the Naked One palette, and I'm gonna use the bigger side of the brush. And I'm going to use Half Baked, the gold color in the palette, right there. And I'm just gonna put that on my lid. And then sometimes if I'm like really going all out, or if I know that I'm gonna be like wearing this makeup for a long time, I'll spray my brush with the, with like my setting spray, and then I'll dip it into my shadow, and it just makes it a little bit more pigmented, but it seriously stays on forever. So that's my little tip for you. Then I'm going to go back into my Too Faced Natural Eyes palette, and I'm gonna use Honey Pot, which is the gold. It's just like a little bit of a different gold. I mean, it's really not that different, but I just kind of like mixing them because it gives me the gold that I like. So yeah. Then I'm gonna go back with my blending brush, and I'm just gonna go back into that same nude shade that I used from the Natural Eyes palette and just kind of blend out a little bit. And then I'm gonna go into my Naked palette yet again, and I'm gonna use the shade Buck, and it's just a shade slightly darker than Naked in that palette, so it's this one. It's right next to Half Baked, and I am gonna put that on my blending brush just like a little bit, and then we're gonna put it on the outer corner just to make it darker. Too Faced Natural Eyes, and I'm gonna go back into Nudie and just kind of blend this all out to just kind of make it flow. Then I'm just gonna go a little bit under my eyes just to kind of, I don't know, make it all go together. Now I'm gonna do mascara. So for my top lashes, I'm gonna use the Voluminous Butterfly Midnight Black by L'Oreal. And I get it in like the darkest black that you can possibly get. I use the CoverGirl Lash Blast Fusion in the purple bottle, also in the blackest color that you can get. And then I do put this a little bit on my top too. To highlighter. I always do this last, I don't know why, but I'm gonna use my Becca highlighter in the shade Opal. I got this mini one from Sephora and it's like the best thing that I've ever purchased in my life. And it has a cute little mini mirror. So I'm gonna use the same Lancome brush that I used for my translucent powder, and I'm just gonna put that right here. Put a little bit in the inner corner with the brush, the MAC 275 brush that I used to put that Tartelette shade on my lid to kind of just set. Okay. All right, so now I'm gonna set my face with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. And yeah, I use like a crap ton, but it stays. And then if I'm feeling lips, I always, like my go-to is my infamous MAC faux lipstick. And as you can see, it's like gone. And it's in the satin finish. The satin finish matte lipsticks are seriously the best lipsticks I've ever used in my life. And I'm obsessed. Okay. So that is the finished makeup look. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you have any questions, just comment down below. As always, I leave everything in the description box below that I used, so just check that out if you have any questions about my products. Otherwise, feel free to just comment. Also, please comment what other videos you want to see. I'm really having trouble figuring out what videos I kind of want to make. I mean, I have ideas in my head, but they don't always work out. So please, please, please give me ideas. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. I love YouTube and I just love this. So thank you for supporting me along this whole entire journey. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. It's @soapaul97. And yeah, hope you liked the vid. Bye!